Thanks for staying with us. So, a clergy woman, Pastor Funke Felix-Adejumo, in a trending video, asked women to ensure they always cover their husband's nakedness, as there is no perfect man anywhere. According to her, stop celebrating your husband's failures. Is it because people are not telling you their own stories? You know what people have gone through and are going through. I mean, and this of yours went viral. You know, this plain, simple advice just goes viral like this. Anyway, because people are talking about it, we thought, you know, let us to share a few experiences on this. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also send us messages. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree or do you disagree? Yes,
quickly,
Nima.
let me do correction because I've embarrassed, according to the person, my sister, said the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, regulates terrestrial broadcasting, channels like yours and several other TV stations. They do not regulate channels like Africa Movies and MTV, that's the ones on cable. Okay. However, the National Film and Video Censors Board regulates the kind of movies distributed and sold within Nigeria. Okay. The ones that approve the movies in Nigeria. And NBC, however, monitors the kind of movies aired on the terrestrial TV. I should go and stop saying NBC.
No, NBC needs to check some because I've seen some movies on the terrestrial platform.
Don't mind that.
Right. This is our new topic that we are discussing. I really agree with Pastor Funke-Adejumo on this. Nakedness being inferred, that no human being is perfect. And I've seen this play because I've seen some people that when things are bad, the people you tell about your husband's mishap when things are bad will retain the consciousness of what you've done, and they will not realize that maybe it's changed or things have gotten better. We say it in Yoruba for our parents. That means don't sell your family members cheap to your in-laws, to your husband, because you can't buy it back. If you disrespect your parents to your husband or to your family, your in-laws, they would disrespect, they would carry on that disrespect to people that you believe they should respect. So it's important we protect our spouse so that we don't just say husband. Men protect your wife, husbands protect your your wife protects your husband.
Protect Aranyisha.
Protect Aranyisha.
Yeah, so I mean, how come this story went viral? Why people?
I think it may have gone viral because a lot of times, and very recently, we've seen maybe celebrities have come out to talk about, oh, he hurt me, he did this to me, and you know, everybody seems to be talking about their problems on social media. A lot of people are coming to social media to discuss their issue. And we have always heard, you know, growing up about marital issues should be resolved between the man and the woman in the home, in the secrecy of the home. So I get her message, and I think it's an important message. We must cover each other's nakedness. I think that's what family and friends do for each other. We all have our weaknesses, and we rely on each other, you know, for strength. But another thing about this message, which we should be careful not to make it about, is that in keeping quiet about some nakedness, we do not allow some things fester. We're talking of domestic violence. We're talking of child abuse. You know, those are the things that sometimes when women come out or have been afraid to talk about because of messages like this, oh, cover their nakedness, but don't cover it to the point where it has to do with your own life, and your sanity or your children's lives.
So, for example, your husband is a pedophile.
You must speak up.
You must speak up.
If you are being busy, that's not a nakedness you need to cover. You must speak up. You must, you know, they've said a lot of times, the reason why some women die at home from domestic violence is because they are silent, and we have encouraged women to not be silent. Speak up so that you can get the help that you need. So we need to separate that.
So very good. So looking at the advice, we're taking it, but don't take it hook, line, and sinker. Saying that there's some areas you have to say, this guy, No,
I think what we should do is take the advice, and if the nakedness is a criminal, is a criminal act, then open the criminal act. If the nakedness is criminal, if the nakedness can lead to the loss of lives, if not the nakedness you cover, that one is criminal. Let justice system do what it should do. But other small petty issues...
But that's also very difficult to define, because to you, maybe to me as a woman, you know, the fact that he lies affects my mental health. Because he's constantly lying. He's a prolific liar. Concerning everything, how much he earns, how much he pays, how much he doesn't. And it affects my own mental dignity. So to you, it's not a big deal, but to me, it's affecting me. So please, come and help me. This man is always lying. I want to tell family, come and help me get involved with this. Are we saying that woman should be silent and keep your husband's nakedness as a liar?
The lie is a career liar.
There's some liars.
So what you call lie that you can't take might just be white lies that, you know, is
I'm talking
habitual.
let's do extreme. I'm giving you an example.
Extreme.
How much she earns.
It's not life-threatening.
It's not life-threatening.
It's a fraudster. So for some women, the most flippant excuse they get, just have to,
out on the street.
And in the hadith of the Prophet, you say there's an hadith of the Prophet that guard the two openings. So when you are guarding your chastity, you're guarding your tongue as well. So most people can guard chastity. Even me, I find difficult tongue sometimes when I get aggressive and I want to do my own back. So guarding the mouth is very important. It's not everything. Because my parents too will say, when the dust dies down, the people that you have told, they don't forget. But you're in love. You forgive in love. You move on. You're going with your partner, then fast forward, somebody just comes and say, look on you. Maybe one fight you went to share. Or maybe one is a bad time that you shared. The people you tell, especially when they are loved ones of yours, family members of yours, the moment you share with them what your spouse is doing wrong or right,
so where do we
they don't let it go. They continue to use the standard to
Let me
judge.
put it this way. So
I'm not talking of the extreme criminal.
Yes. One line is criminality. Another line is don't report. I would advise don't report your spouse or your partner to someone who cannot solve the problem.
I know
exactly.
You know,
so if I'm reporting Nima to you, I know you can mediate between Nima and I. But if I report Nima
to social media
or someone in the makeup room or to my driver, that person cannot mediate or solve the problem. I am mainly just venting and disrespecting this, and I'll bring disrespect to the person. So you don't report or announce the issue that you know that the people that you are discussing with cannot solve that problem for them.
So when you're with your friend, your girlfriends, and your husband just did something to you that's really, really annoying, because your friends might not be able to mediate, because your husband might not even listen to them, don't bother. But if it's somebody you respect as a couple, then you can now vent, because you know that person will obviously hold that information in secrecy.
And then you have to also look, are you looking to mediate or are you looking to rant and vent? Because you're allowed to vent. And you're allowed to vent. Yeah, and you're allowed to vent. You know, there are some people that listen to you. Yes. So there are people that would listen to you, they know you're venting, and all the things you're saying, they know you would never do it, and they'll discourage you if you try to, but they understand that you need to just vent. But, you know, recently I read somewhere where it says, remember that a listening ear can also be a shouting mouth or something. So that person that you're venting to, be sure that that person is someone you can trust. Be sure that that person is not a talkative that just talks and talks and talks. So we have to be careful when it comes to that. It's okay for us to sit down with our girlfriends sometimes and just vent about things that are happening to us. And they make light of something that we think is so serious, like, oh, this would have killed me. And then they will laugh at it and you realize it wasn't a big deal in the first place. But if you're looking to mediate, if you're looking to solve an issue, then you have to go to the proper quarters. If your leg is broken, you don't go into the marketplace and be screaming, look at my leg. You go straight, good, you go straight to the hospital.
So that's something I learned in my early years of marriage. I had a very close friend who, at the time when I got married, we were just fighting. And I ranted to my husband. Me and my girlfriend crossed the line, because I will forget it later, we moved on and we were close again. And then I was just saying, this is my friend, and I called the name. I was like, that one because I would love to forget that experience. Yeah. My friend too, we are both sorry, we have moved on, but I ranted to the wrong person. And the only example you can remember was that person. So
that happened to me too.
So a lot of times when we are ranting, we just want to rant. So sometimes maybe you rant to your mirror. Because if you are ranting about your loved one that you would still love, rant to your mirror.
Even so, that's important, because even you think your spouse is like the best person you can talk to. But there's some spouses you have to it's not everything you tell your spouse.
About some spouses that there are some things you don't have to share with your spouse.
Yes, no, you might just even be sharing. The damage that you don't know is what for me, what I now experience, I just damaged a good friend who made a mistake, by sharing.
So what I'm saying is that, because I'm trying to make a point that because you love your spouse and both of you are two has become one, There's some things, no matter how much you love your spouse, there's some things you know that he might not have the capacity to take.
Yes. No,
yes. And he might not be able to move on from it.
Even when he's exhibited the capacity to, the damage is not in his capacity, the damage is in his recollection. See what happened that day. No intention, but the only example I can remember, this your friend, was...
Yes.
So I'm the one who did the damage.
That your friend has stolen.
I'm the one who did the damage.
Yeah, let me take Abubakar.
Really.
Good morning, Abubakar.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
All right, then. So I wanted to comment on the idea of media being used to propagate.
Please, go ahead. It's your view that it counts.
Society.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I want to say is that every nation on earth propagates its own idea. People talk about, World War III, but it's not about weaponry. World War III is a war that's going to be fought based on ideological fronts. Like, if you want a society to take on certain characteristics or certain behaviors, you propagate it through media, through art, or through education. That's how it's normally done. The question now is, Nigeria, how do we go about it? Because what I see in Nollywood films is that they take on Western values and they implement it in our movies. Like you said, you watched a movie that only has Ankara and all that. That's the only thing we can show to the world, is when we celebrate weddings. But what are these values that we have? What is our fashion? What is our way of thinking? Our orientation towards worldly affairs? What is it? We don't propagate it.
Right. Thank you very much, Abubakar.
Let me just also say this, especially because we have decided that social media is our best way of, is our best platform for expressing ourselves. And it goes beyond celebrities. Even those that are not celebrities, their information goes viral. So my husband beats me, you do a video recording it, and then you post it online. Or I just got this gift from this person, you put everything online. There are things, we need to draw the line between when we express this platform of freedom and the consequences of the freedom in future. They say Google no they forget, Instagram no they forget. They munch everything. You've vexed and typed something, and somebody will remember and show you in 10 years' time when you want to contest the election that you said once upon a time that this and this and this and this. So we must definitely learn to protect ourselves. Somebody said here, Dale Amazon says, I still don't understand why some women go around talking about their husband's business to people who are just information collectors that won't help but mock them. So wisdom is profitable to direct. Let us have the power of discernment. Who is your friend? Who is in your corner? Who is your safe zone? Where is that place where you can...
happens when you are newly married, you know everything about your life, you share with your spouse, both of you are one, you just open your mouth, bow. But as you spend 2-3 years in marriage, you realize, okay, my husband can handle certain things. Because something information I give to him, he uses it against me when we are fighting. Or you hold on to it, or it reminds you of, that's how the other day. You know, and as maturity sets in, you realize that it's not everything you open your mouth and say.
And there are times when in the beginning of your marriage, you are quarreling a lot because you're getting to know each other. Then you share with all your family and friends how you've been arguing and quarreling. Then you pass the 5-year boundary and you guys have now reconnected, you have now grown, and they will now look at you and say, but then your husband, is it still quarreling?
I'm laughing because I remember in university, my friends and their relationships, every time they will come to complain about their boyfriends. I had nothing to say about my boyfriend, so I used to cook up lines. So that I would feel among, so that they won't feel left out. Like, even me did it, but no.
Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I want to contribute on the issue of movies.
Yes, sir.
How it influences the national psyche or the national values. What we are talking of is leadership. Our leadership will have to lead from the front. It's not just that also we lead everything to fly. Even the movie industry is very critical to national development. So we have to passion out our vision and mission. What is the country trying to achieve? What do we want to achieve? Even the BBC or the Your Views program should work towards that vision or achieving that vision. Is it that we want to have education? We want to have a national feeling, maybe we want to create citizens people who have pride in their country.
Right.
So we need to use the movie industry, not only using it. When we want to talk on security, the police, we want to see budget in the police budget, which we for national.
Thank you, Imran. See, you just reminded me of the movie Three Idiots. It's an idiom and education.
Powerful.
It's an education. Powerful. Smart, geniuses. These are things that storyline are just lying down in the streets of Lagos.
Just lying down,
Anyway, going back to our story. So, talking about newly married couples, especially because I think what Pastor Funke Adejumo is trying to say is protect each other.
Yes.
We become vulnerable. And we express everything, we tell each other. Spouses, men, especially men to women. A woman tells you her whole entire life, those have hurt her. And she still, because she loves Tope, she wants to reconcile with Tope. But you still hold on to what Tope did to her 15 years ago. So we're using this opportunity to say, listen, allow people to heal. And be able to forgive. Once they're forgiving somebody, you forgive alongside. We should train our minds to do the same thing for parents.
So your young son-in-law, daughter-in-law makes mistakes, but they're just starting. I love my dad, God rest his soul. Some very important advice that you need. With time, certain things that shock you will make sense. They'll fall in place. The apostles, they will make sense later. You're able to take them more. But the moment they happen, you're shocked, you just want to scream or talk to someone. Be careful how many you are releasing. Find someone who can handle it, to share it with, so that it doesn't go far. And that doesn't become the image of your spouse that everybody has. And parents-in-laws, let's go of that one-time experience because the couple are moving on and you are still living in that.
Or even 5 times. Andrew says, let's talk, more listening is the key for a wise woman. I'll say for a wise man as well. That's why somebody also commented that's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we do more listening and less talking. So we all agree on that.
Hey, we have to wrap up. I think that's all we can take. Final words, Mariam?
Yes, we are in relationships to truly protect each other. We're not perfect. No one is. Husbands aren't. We, as wives, as spouses, we're not. And, you know, when we work together as a team, protecting each other, cannot but help for it. You know, we'll be stronger. Our children will be better for it. Yeah.
Totally agree with you.
And do you have any final words? Okay.
I want to say that on the first topic that your view has a vision, and the vision is to give people a platform to express their opinion, listen to one another, disagree, yet hear one another. I think as a country, when we have a vision of what we want to achieve, we can then rally everybody to push that narrative in movies and all of that. So let's do that one. Get a vision.
Oh, fantastic. I think we can end with that.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we can take on the show today this weekend.
Yes!
I got a party on Sunday.
A party tomorrow.
Are we taking your booster?
No, but I have
get
to.
Your booster.
I'll get booster.
Can't do booster today. Can't get booster.
I will wear face mask.
See ya Monday.
Sanitizers.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.